Hello everyone, and today I'm going to talk about how Canada prevents the unvaccinated people from leaving Canada and how this violates the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So there are the vaccine mandates in Canada, so there are certain requirements. In particular there are requirements for boarding flights and trains in Canada. So this is the official website. We see the vaccination requirements to board a flight or train in Canada, and specifically mandatory vaccination to board if you are 12 years old or older, blah blah blah. You will need to be fully vaccinated in order to board domestic or international flight departing from most airports in Canada. So this applies even to the domestic flights, but for now we are most interested in the international flights. So if you want to leave Canada and you are unvaccinated, you cannot do it by plane. You cannot board an international flight, like a plane, to leave Canada if you are unvaccinated. You just cannot do it. Okay, and this applies both to Canadians, to Canadian citizens, and to foreigners. And specifically, I found there is this section here, so for foreign nationals departing Canada, and it says that foreign nationals who don't qualify as fully vaccinated and who don't permanently reside in Canada will be allowed to depart Canada up until February 28th. So there is certain grace period, but after February 28th, no. So after that time, after February 28th, after that time, foreign nationals will need to be fully vaccinated in order to board a flight or train to depart Canada. So this is like if you are just a tourist in Canada, you cannot leave Canada if you are not vaccinated. Like, this is nuts. Like how is it going to be even applied with people like who are here temporarily and who are like for various like who cannot stay, like who don't qualify to stay. Like if you came here on a temporary visa and your visa expires, you need to leave. Like you might be ordered to leave by the Canadian authorities, but you cannot do it because you just cannot because of this rule. And like what if a person is being deported from Canada, but he cannot be deported because for this rule he cannot be deported by plane. Like, I mean, like any other means, how can he be deported? So this rule applies to flights. Like, you cannot you cannot leave Canada by plane. So now let's see what other means are there to leave Canada. So because of its geographical location, like, there are two major ways how you can leave Canada: either by plane to some other country, or you can cross the land border with the US. There are no other means, like there are no other land borders between Canada and any other countries, and so for any other country you must do it by plane. So what about the land borders with the US? So you cannot do it either, because if you go to the this is the official website of the Department of Homeland Security of the US. So this requirement is not by Canada but by the US. So it says that non-US individual travelers entering the United States at land ports of entry and ferry terminals to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19. So this is starting from January 22, so this is already in effect, and you cannot enter the US at land ports of entry. You just cannot if you are not vaccinated. Like, it's also applied to ferry, but like I'm not sure if there are any ferries between Canada and the US, but if there are, like this applies to them as well. But the most common the most common way to cross the border from Canada to the US, other than by plane, is at land ports of entry. Like, if they exist, like I think there are not that many of them. So you cannot cross the border to the US by land. Okay, so it means that if you cannot leave Canada by plane, and you cannot leave it by land to the only country with which Canada has a land border, the US, then it means that you just cannot leave Canada. Like, if you are not vaccinated, you just cannot leave Canada. Like, that's the thing. And so this effectively means that Canada takes people as hostages on its territory. Like, that's literally what it means. Canada takes people as hostages on its territory because it prevents people from leaving Canada, from exiting Canada. And so now let's see how this corresponds to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So this is the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. This is the official website of the United Nations. So you see un.org. Okay, so if you go to Article 13, point 2. So what does it say? It says that everyone has the right to leave any country, including his own, and to return to his country. You see? Everyone has a right to leave any country, including his own. But we just saw that the unvaccinated people cannot leave Canada. So this vaccine mandates clearly violate the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. This is unacceptable. This just has to end. Thank you for watching.